Good morning and welcome to Trent Hills Today. My name is Susan and it's Monday, March 12th. So how are you feeling this morning? Feeling a little sluggish? Yeah, that's what happens when we spring ahead. It's amazing what 1 hour lost sleep can do to our bodies, to our psyche, to our sense of, hey, what's happening to us? I hope you had a great weekend. The weather was lovely yesterday. Woke up and it was kind of crappy. And you think, oh, joy. But the sun shone. And if you're wondering what this is, it isn't my coffee. What it is maple syrup. And it comes in this jar because this is how we put our maple syrup away. We spent 8 hours yesterday boiling down 80 liters of sap. The sap is still running. And we got 4 of these. So it just goes to show you how much time and effort goes into making maple syrup. Now, I know the big operations don't do it the way we did. You stoke the fire, you've got your pans, you're reducing it down. But it is a time-consuming process. And you've got to have trees that produce sap. And, surprisingly, not all trees do. So when you go into a store, you go into some of our local producers and you see a price tag on the maple syrup, realize that a lot of time and effort has gone into it. I heard great things about what went on in Warkworth, the Maple Syrup Festival, and all of the other events that they had going on in conjunction with the Maple Syrup Festival. They had lovely weather. Actually, it was funny, they were happy to have a little snow on the ground because snow means winter and it goes well with maple syrup. Go figure, I don't know. When we sprang ahead, I hope that all of you checked your smoke detectors, your carbon monoxide detectors, and I read an interesting thing about having a fire extinguisher, and you should check the pressure. It's a simple thing to do, every time we change the clocks, just go around and test everything and make sure it's working. Did you or have you started to think about your fire escape plan? That's also really important. I think people should give that some serious consideration. Tuesday, as I've mentioned a couple of times, the Campbellford District High School is having a blood clinic from 4 to 7. Now, I know there are a lot of us who cannot give blood because we're on medication or we've had an illness or whatever. But the last time I checked, there are 90 openings still available. So if you can give blood and if you can get to the clinic, please do so. I think that for those of us who have had to have blood transfusions or family members, we are always so very, very grateful for those of you who can and do give blood. On Wednesday, it's Probus. For those of you who don't know what Probus is, it's a meeting of people who are usually 50, 55 and over. And this week we have Ted Barris. Ted Barris lives where I used to live, and he'll be coming to talk about his book. And as I've mentioned, the Erin will be showing The Great Escape in conjunction with Ted's talk. Okay, it's not the same as the other TED Talks, but anyways. So you might want to drop into Probus. Guests are allowed. You pay a nominal fee because we get cookies and coffee at break time. And hear what Ted has to say, and then join everybody at the movie. And, bring a friend. There's lots of room. We meet at the St. John's Church. And there's lots of rooms, tables and chairs will be out. For the kids, as I've mentioned several times, Peter Rabbit is still playing if you didn't get to it over the weekend. And coming up this week, for the end of the week, is Black Panther. Now I know people are going to be lined up for that. And again, isn't it amazing that in Campbellford we have our own movie theater and we get to see movies that are current, that everybody else is seeing? I think that's just amazing. The skating rinks all have free skates. Go online to see what they have and when the times are. Again, burn off some energy. I'm sure the kids would appreciate the opportunity to go and skate around and not have to, practice their hockey movements or whatever they call them. I'm going to deke you out and stuff like that. Just a nice thing to do with the family. And the other thing that I think is really quite amazing, I don't know how well this will show up on the camera, but can you read this? Do you see what it says? It says vitamin T. That's T for trees. We're very lucky in Campbellford to have Ferris Park. It's part of Trent Hills as well. I mean, it doesn't belong just to us. And it's a great place to go and go walking. I have been reading a lot, and I saw a documentary, and of course there's articles in the paper all the time about the positive benefits of the trees. And it's really important not only to get out and walk for your physical and mental well-being, but it is also an opportunity to look at the world around you in a different perspective. Trees are amazing. I mean, right now it's kind of dull. There's not a lot going on. The only things that are green are the evergreens. But, you know, to get out and to see the different barks. Maybe if you take your children out, there's a couple of things you could do. You could do the health walk, which is where you're walking along and you say, stop, let's do our yoga breath. And you breathe in for a count of 4, hold your breath, and exhale for a count of 4. And then say to somebody else, okay, you decide next time when we're going to stop and do a yoga breath. And I mean, really breathe in the benefits. I know for some of you who are a little cynical or skeptical that sounds a little airy-fairy, but you know what? It is true. I mean, they're starting to do studies to show how beneficial trees are to our health and well-being. Today was supposed to be the launch of our new location. I actually was there, and Adrian did get up and let us in at 8 o'clock, but unfortunately we had a technical glitch, and they do happen to the best of us. So we're doing this segment alone. I will be doing a segment with Adrian on her own, so we will get to meet her and talk to her. It's lovely to have a community location, but this morning I guess we just weren't all on the same page. I don't know what happened, but the camera just didn't record the interview that I did with Adrian. So we will be revisiting that. Beyond that, I don't think that there's much else that I have to tell you because it is March break. Oh, there is one thing I did want to mention. This week is the week when the police officers say there are the most accidents. They're either car accidents or they're pedestrian accidents. And that happens in part because we are adjusting to the change of light again. I mean, we were a little bit brighter in the morning. Now I noticed this morning when I got up it was dark. So there are a lot of accidents. Pedestrians don't realize where the sun is relative to them as they're crossing and not on the crosswalk. So please be careful. The children are out. They want to have fun. They want to run around. I know we have small communities and people shouldn't be speeding, but it does happen. So if you are going to be driving in and around our community, please exercise caution and realize that the kids just don't think about it. I mean, they probably do, but they don't. So when you're out and about, drive carefully. The sun is at different levels right now. I know we had to put our visors down driving into town. And, you know, nobody wants to have an accident on March break. We are looking forward to having guests this week. I just want to let you know that on Wednesday, Carol Ferguson and her dog Lucy will be at the studio, and hopefully we'll have worked out all the technical glitches because I don't think I can ask Lucy to come back for a second shot because she's a very busy girl. And I'm hoping that on Friday to have a special guest. I'm going to leave that up in the air because I'm still doing some texting and talking back and forth, and hopefully we'll get that one done. So if you have an event that you would like to promote, if you would like to come and talk to me, you know I'm always looking for guests, please reach out to me. You can reach me at hosttht@gmail.com. So TrentHillsToday.com. And of course put the host in front of it. So hosttht@gmail.com. Tell me what you'd like to do and tell me when you're available. We can certainly book a little bit out further out because I want to make sure that we have guests on every day because doing this alone isn't quite as much fun as it was earlier this morning when I was with Adrian. So until we see each other again, have a great day.